Well, one of the biggest challenges we face in moving away from porn activities is dealing with some of the mindsets that keep us so unsuccessful. We repeat some of our behaviors over and over again, but we fail to change the line of thinking that keeps us stuck in an endless loop. Perhaps nowhere do we see this more than the idea of I'm okay now. Today we explore the idea of I'm okay now or I'm good now and add the adjoining phrase, until I'm not. Welcome to Finding Traction.
When it comes to porn, are you stuck, spinning out, or slipping backwards in your life? If so, then welcome to the Finding Traction podcast, a show dedicated to those who are looking to gain recovery momentum away from porn and toward the life and relationships they have always hoped for. Now, here's your host, Vern Tomke.
Well, I'm so glad that you found this podcast. I do two different podcasts. One is called Finding Traction, which is for regular guys from all walks of life as they move away from porn towards a much, much better life. I do another podcast called Pastors on Porn, which is about specifically those who are in ministry or church-related issues for those who are in that headspace. So just for you to know that, if you are new to the podcast, you need to get connected on Circle. You'll see on the show notes, there's a link for Circle, and you can go on Circle and you can get access to a whole bunch of free resources, worksheets, planning sheets, things that I think will be really invaluable aids to you in your recovery. There you'll also get some information about the Finding Traction course. You can watch a couple free Lesson 1 and Lesson 2 of the Finding Traction courses on Circle. And also you can get more information on how to join a Finding Traction group. This is kind of our last call for anybody who's looking for a group for the next little while. We have a group that's going to be, that's actually just started, meets on Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. Pacific, which is 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and everywhere in between. So if you're looking for a group to go into summertime and have a great way of keeping yourself on track and moving towards a better life this summer, please email me at bandofbrothers.care@gmail.com. Love to connect with guys. I just went out for, had a great talk. I was out for a walk and met a new guy from somewhere in Florida. We had a great conversation, and it's just a fun way to well, fun is, I guess, maybe not so fun, but in a helpful way. Let's go with that. And if you want to meet me, we can arrange a free Zoom call, and it's not a big pressure thing, but we can talk about some of your recovery needs. I can share a bit of my story and maybe some ways that you can take your next step forward. All right, well, let's get back to this idea of mindsets that keep us unsuccessful in our recovery. Specifically, I want to explore what I think is an unhelpful line of thinking that we use to tell ourselves. And this is what we say to ourselves: I'm good now. I'm okay now. And that line of thinking is not helpful for a number of reasons. And I guess I work at trying to help guys unravel or deconstruct that line of thinking by asking some questions individually or when we're in our groups. Here's a question that I ask guys. Let's say that you were going to act out again with porn. Just theoretically, let's say. What would you do? What would you access? Where would you access it? Would it be at work? Would it be at home? What time of day would you access it? Would it be the morning when you got up? Would it be afternoon? Would it be maybe evening after your wife went to bed? Or would it perhaps be in the middle of the night when you wake up? Let's talk about specifically, if you were going to act out again, what would it look like specifically? Now, this is not rocket science. I am going to make a guess that whatever specifics you come up with, I am pretty well going to guarantee that it's going to be an easy way that's within reach for you. It's a well-traveled pathway, because the way that you would theoretically act out in the future is going to look a heck of a lot like how you have acted out the last few times. Now, some people are going to say, yeah, that might be true, but I'm good now. I'm okay now. So then I begin to ask it this way. Well, let's just say you weren't okay. Let's just say you were weak. What would you do? I know you're feeling strong now, but let's just say that you weren't feeling strong. Because I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there will be a time where you will feel weak again. I know you're not in that place right now, but there will be a time. And you, 98.7%, will probably do exactly what you did the last 1, 2, or 3 times that you acted out. And what I'm saying to guys to tell themselves is this: I'm okay until I'm not. Not to live life that they're never not going to be okay. I don't know what it is, and I do this myself as well. I don't know why this is a hard thing for us guys. We have this weird ability when we are strong. We have a hard time envisioning a different reality. We have a hard time putting ourselves in the place or thinking about when we're going to be weak. I mean, we've been that dozens and dozens of times in the past, but for some reason when we're strong, we have a hard time projecting that into the future. An image I've used a number of times is like a carousel, with the horses that go up and down. And so let's say your particular horse, your particular porn horse, is gone around and you can't see it. But the carousel is moving, and I don't know how fast it's going to be. It might come back around in 1 or 2 or 3 days. It might come back in 1 or 2 or 3 months. But it will come back around. You can't see the horse right now. You're feeling strong, but you will experience that horse again. And hopefully we would all agree that whatever well-ingrained pattern you've created will be easy to follow the next time you are weak again. No, Vern, but you don't get it. I'm feeling strong now. Okay, well, let's examine why you are feeling strong now. What are the things that make us feel, that make us perceive that we are strong? Well, it could be, for example, it could be what comes out of a relational crisis. I just talked to somebody today, and when you go through a relational crisis, let's say your wife finds this out, and she's had it with you. She, is angry at you, or you've been giving your walking papers, or some version of that, and your marriage is now on the rocks. Well, you know what? That is going to result in a whole lot of feelings of new motivation. I'm feeling strong now. But I'll tell you, I have seen this dozens and dozens of times. No matter what relational crisis you're in right now that has given you the feelings of resolve and feeling strong, those will dissipate over time. They will weaken over time. You might have a hard time believing it, but if you're feeling strong because of a relational crisis, that will only last you so long. Well, okay, well, maybe I'm feeling strong because of an emotional crisis. That is something that, I've had that, I've had tears, I've had remorse, I've had the feelings of just despair, emotional, all of those things where I have just, the results of my actions have affected me at a deep, deep level emotionally. Now, not all the time, but there has been windows. There's people I know who've become suicidal, who have just become at the point of emotional despair, and that results in a certain degree of just, that's it. I'm feeling strong now. But even the strongest emotions, over time, even though you're feeling strong now, they will dissipate. The further you get away from that emotional crisis experience, the more the intensity of that will lessen. Okay, maybe it's not a relational crisis, maybe it's not an emotional crisis, maybe it's a spiritual crisis. I've had many people from faith backgrounds who've had a real crisis, a spiritual crisis. Maybe that they were at a worship service or at a men's conference or a retreat, or they just had a deep sense of remorse, or good Christian language, a deep sense of repentance. And or they felt they had a God breakthrough. And that has led them to a real sense of new resolve. Now, I hate to be the one from my background saying you should make light of that. Absolutely not. I think that's a gift. I think that can be a gift from God for you. But that is not something that can hold you and strengthen you week after week, month after month, year after year. That mountaintop experience, or I guess that rock bottom valley experience, only lasts so long unless we backfill it. So maybe you feel strong because of a relational crisis, or an emotional crisis, or a spiritual crisis. Or maybe you just feel strong because you have a cyclical arousal pattern, and you go through a binge and you just about exhaust yourself, wear everything out that could be worn out, and you just, we used to have these rabbits. So this true story. We used to raise rabbits, and these rabbits would go at it so hard, so strong. Finally, the male rabbit would just almost collapse in exhaustion. Maybe it's that, and your body is just going to need time to rejuvenate. I don't know if it's days, weeks, but eventually that cyclical arousal pattern will return. But here's the thing, guys. We're really strange this way. When we're feeling strong, we have a hard time envisioning for when we're not going to feel strong. I'm strong now until I'm weak. Now, I know this could sound really negative, but what I'm saying is this. We really have to look at times when we're not going to be strong. I don't know if it's from The Art of War, those who fail to sweat in times of peace bleed in times of war. All I know, if that's an accurate statement or not, all I know is this: we have to anticipate when we're not going to feel strong. I've shared this saying many times. No matter how far down the road I get, the ditch is still the same distance away. So what does that look like? What does that mean? It means when I am strong, I don't remove the default habits that have got me into a good and healthy place. Just because I'm strong doesn't mean that I can now walk alone. I need others. I need connection. I need the good version of accountability. I need those connections. And if I begin to drop those connections, then I am going to have nowhere to turn the next time I feel weak. So I need those connections. And just because I'm feeling strong right now is not a time to back off. It doesn't mean maybe I need them all to the same degree, but it certainly doesn't mean that I can now walk alone. Here's the second thing. Just because I'm feeling strong now doesn't mean I can do away with the boundaries that are necessary for me living and walking in safety. Let me give you a little example. The other day, I realized that my wife was going to drive my daughter to the airport. And it was a Sunday afternoon. Sundays are often a tough day for me. And on my phone, I had realized, oh yeah, I forgot. She's going to be driving my daughter to the airport. She's going to be gone all afternoon, probably not back till sometime late evening. Now, I enjoy playing with my video game. And I had planned and looked forward to playing with playing my video game. But in order for me to play on my PS4, my wife needs to type in the password. When she types in the password, then I can play my video game. But also when she types in the password, I also notice that there's also a web browser available for me. Now, I don't use that web browser, but I see it. And I would say, probably every 3 or 4 times that I'm playing on my PS4, the random thought pops into my head, I should just pop over onto that web browser because it's not going to be covered by Covenant Eyes. Now, I don't do that because, my wife's usually home. It's the reason why I don't go on the PS4 when she's not here. That's a boundary that I use for safety. But I still have that thought. And so my first thought was, you know what? I could just play video games when she's not here today. I'll get her to cite the password and I'll be okay. But I know, you know what? I probably am going to be okay, but I might not be. I might have this weak thing that just blows in. I might have this idea, this stinking thinking idea. And if she's not here, it's just going to be too easy to jump over to that place that's going to get me in trouble. So remember that the next time you're feeling strong, ask yourself, what got me here? And what do I need to do to stay here? Because remember, I'm strong until I'm not. We'll see you next time.